If you just start off with by explaining what a KLE is specifically.
Key leader engagement it's basically just a meeting between a U.S. and their local national counterpart. So, for example, my counterpart is the public affairs officer for the 203rd Afghan National Army Corps.
How have you seen our leaders ensure they are achieving their desired end states across the board, not giving away something for nothing, overcommitting, providing host nation leaders with the ability to play mom versus dad when it comes to what one U.S. partner gave versus another?
The most important part in having effective KLEs is building rapport with your counterpart. And part of building rapport with your counterpart is understanding their culture. Both in Iraq and Afghanistan, where I got to do KLEs, I noticed that you had to do a lot of talking about family. You had to allow your counterpart to get to know you a lot more than you would in the United States. So that was probably the number one thing, and just understand the understand the host nation's culture before you walk in. As far as promising things from other units, that's a huge problem. Never, ever, ever promise something that you can't deliver on, because it's always going to end up in the lap of the guy that replaced you. I've noticed that has happened to me in both my KLE focused deployments that I've had, my MIT team, and then this mission. And so definitely be careful about things that you can't readily provide, because that will destroy your rapport and destroy any chances that you have to really working with the Afghans or Iraqis and being able to influence them.
If you've participated in a communication strategy working group, explain the steps and considerations involved in planning for KLEs with formal, appointed officials, politicians, and informal, clergy, business, technology leaders, activists, academics, power figures, and how the public, informal and formal, has affected your choice of tactics.
In Iraq, it was more formal. I was working with an Iraqi general 100% of the time, and he had to. It was always we had a message and we had a plan going in. I was on a mid team. It was about 11 guys where we knew what our strategy was. Our strategy came down from higher, and we were always working towards that. This is a different situation. I'm a public affairs officer. I do have a counterpart, but more of the KLEs that I'm taking part in are with other transition teams, like the advise and assist teams, and I'm watching them, and I'm getting products from them to create for stories for the United States.
All right, sir. Have you worked with the S2J2 on KLE prep, perhaps helping identify those to engage with? Did the entire staff identify leaders in their specific functional areas for KLEs?
I specifically have not. My KLEs here in Afghanistan they're kind of few and far between. Primarily what I do is I tag along on other KLEs, watch them, and get stories out of them for the U.S. public.
All right, sir. And finally, what public affairs products have come out of KLEs you've been involved in, and what do you think their impact was?
In my month so far here in Afghanistan, I've done 2 articles that have been released, and I've also escorted a Reuters reporter to a KLE and a visit to a hospital. And so these are the products that we're creating. We're creating messages for the U.S. that are in line with our command's messages. It's basically what we're trying to do now is we are handing Afghanistan over to a capable Afghan National Army, a capable uniformed force, and a capable government. So if we allow Reuters to tell the story for us, if I'm telling the story for us, if we take very capable Afghan leaders, put them on camera, get quotes from them in print, that will that's what we're trying to show is that the Afghans can take care of themselves, and I'm creating products showing that the Afghans can take care of themselves just fine without us.
All right, sir. And do you have anything else you'd like to add on the subject?
To all the students at DINFOS, I just say that you guys picked a great career field. I'm having a great time. This is my first deployment as a public affairs officer, and it's the most fun that I've had so far.